Hello, and welcome to today's RateFast Speed Seminar, Percentiles and RateFast. I'm Dr. John Alchemy. Thanks for joining. Today we're going to be talking about percentiles and why they're important, and even more interestingly, why they're important in workers' compensation. Let's begin with a definition. A percentile is a measure used in statistics which values a particular finding within a cohort. This cohort then will tell us the outcome or the placement among other outcomes within any data set. For example, if the outcome is within the 20th percentile, this means that 20% below the outcome is worse and 80% above the outcome is better. That assumes that 100% is the best possible outcome and 0 is the worst possible outcome. Why is this important and why do we care? Imagine you're an injured worker and you receive an impairment rating that's presumed to be correct at 8%. What does that 8% mean to you? And what does it mean to the insurance company? What does it mean to the employer? You see, percentiles allow context of a result. And without context, the result really doesn't mean a whole lot. Did I do well? Did I do poorly? Am I right in the center? The stakeholders have no idea. When we are allowed or able to deliver a percentile based on a specific case, a lot of information can now be known and understood. Let's go back to that example of a lumbar strain of 8% whole person impairment rating. Let's say that the percentile is 78%. This means that 22% of the cases had a better outcome and 78% of the cases had the same or lower outcome. With this piece of information, the stakeholders are no longer left asking the question, how did this injured worker do? How did we compare to the rest of injuries when classed for similar conditions? You can quickly see the value of percentile classing using outcome data-driven results. Again, a single piece of data by itself does not tell the stakeholders much information. However, when placed within the context of other injuries of similar class, the outcome is now able to be valued and understood more completely. Percentiles are used in RateFast. Percentiles can be used to determine the severity of an injury based on the information of the AMA guides or the whole person impairment result. Now, it's interesting to think about that this number is always changing. As more data is added to the database, the percentiles are constantly reshuffled and become more valuable because more context is provided for the result. For instance, as more and more RateFast users contribute to the database, that 8% whole person impairment may now drop down to 50% or 30% or up to 82%. It all depends on the outcome of the surrounding cases. And as more data is added, the context of the result becomes more relevant and more accurate. So the best way to think about percentile outcomes in RateFast is to think of an organism that's constantly growing and evolving and giving us more information and more context on injuries and the injury outcomes. Without the percentile reference, the person trying to understand the value of the 8% whole person impairment lumbar strain is essentially arguing with themselves, as they have no context to place the injury or outcome within. In summary, having a RateFast database to tell you the context and outcome of the injury is a very valuable and powerful tool. Now let's do a quick problem-solving session. Question: how do the percentiles work within RateFast software to make workers' comp accurate and efficient? The answer, and think about this, is that percentiles allow stakeholders to compare outcomes across many indices, including the industry, the occupation, and even among doctors or insurance companies. RateFast Percentile Analytics is just one tool that continually works to give relevance and usefulness to workers' compensation outcomes. Please visit us at Rate-Fast to learn more about workers' compensation, accurate reports, and try our software for free. Again, that's rate-fast.com. This has been Dr. John Alchemy, and thanks again for joining us today for a brief discussion about percentile outcomes in workers' compensation claims.